parents and families, Mr. Foote, Mr. Fountain, administrators, faculty, trustees and staff, neighbors, friends, distinguished guests, and my fellow graduates. I greet you in the name of love, friendship, education, and the unity of the human spirit. It is my extreme pleasure to stand before you today. I am forever grateful for the opportunity to represent the class of 1994, to impart the vision of our ancestors, to understand the magnificence of this moment, and to realize the potential within us. I stand before you not to entertain, but to share and to feel. No extravagant arrangement of diction could accurately express to you the significance of this moment. For in this magic moment, we are all inextricably bound to the spirit of Horace Mann. St. Augustine wrote that the unity of souls is made up of the trinity of memory, understanding, and will. It is my hope that we will leave here with an intellectual and spiritual understanding of eternal things, of the truth of Horace Mann, and the internal motor that makes us connected. I ask that as you listen to my voice, also listen to my heart, my soul, my love, and my joy that are embodied here. It is my desire to punctuate and enunciate so that you might remember, understand, and be inspired by the power of this extraordinary moment. Paul Cézanne said that right now, a moment of time is fleeting by. Capture its reality in paint. To do that, we must put all else out of our minds. We must become that moment. Make ourselves a sensitive recording plate. Give the image of what we actually see, forgetting everything that has been seen before our time. And from where I am standing, I can see the beautiful portrait of this moment. From the left to the right, I see the mothers and the fathers, grandparents, aunts and uncles, godparents, extended family and friends who watch on with teary eyes and smiling faces. Some have bought a new dress, ironed a clean shirt, filled their camera with film, stuffed a card with a generous gift. Others arrive late from work or traffic and scramble for a seat to look at us, the honorees, in our dignified uniforms of black. But beyond all the grandeur of our sophisticated appearances, there is a legacy of this moment that the photographic images will never detect. Here among us are the thoughts of distant relatives and friends who could not be present today in body, and with those thoughts is the spirit of our ancestors. They watch from the empty spaces, from the gleam of the sun's rays and the shining of the stars. They stand on the perimeters with a glow in their bosoms and a smile in their hearts. And if you listen really closely, squint tightly and see with the eyes of your soul, you can see them in this moment, and your memory will bring them to life. It is for these individuals, our predecessors, that we continue the ceremony, and it is because of them we are able to walk on in pride. This commencement is the realization of many hopes and dreams and fantasies. It kept them going one more night in the mills and factories, slaving over machines, in the concentration camps, on the plantations and in the fields, getting their hands dirty, working overtime to see us prosper. We represent their hopes transformed into success, another chance for unfulfilled ventures. I was talking with a friend the other day who told me that his high school diploma was packed away on a shelf somewhere, that he couldn't remember the ceremony, but it wasn't a big deal. But right now I know that he was mistaken. This is a big deal. For to define this day or any other afterward as trivial is to minimize the love and joy of our foremothers and forefathers, to laugh in the face of their adversity and take for granted their struggle. We wouldn't dare do such a thing, and that is why in accepting this legacy, we smile big and wide. Sit pretty, stand up tall and proud, and shine in the luster of our acetate gowns. We realize that our ambition is inseparable from their pride. We understand that their shouts of praise and endless chatter about our successes are not an embarrassment, but an affirmation of their struggle. We are the threads that link the generations. We remember the story and pass it on. This ceremony is in honor of the ancestors, in honor of the children of Israel who made it to the promised land, the children of Paul who named a savior, the children of Mohammed who bowed to the east, the children of Asia who escaped the jaws of communism, the children of Gandhi who resisted colonialism, the children of the Great Spirit who reclaimed the land, the children of Martin who sat down for justice, the children of Solidarity who tore down the curtain, the children of Little Rock who integrated, the children of bomb shelters who fought for peace, and us, the children of media who changed the channels, the children of diseases who search for a cure, the children of reality who seek new truth, and the children of the parents who cared enough to dream the dream. We take this opportunity to express our greatest gratitude. I find it fitting to dedicate a poem to the parents entitled On Children by Khalil Gibran. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you, for life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. And oh, how stable you bows have been, like rocks of Gibraltar, more than providers of security, but of hope, more than ATMs and money trees, more than chauffeurs, more than cooks and laundress. You gave us the zeal and direction to look it up in the dictionary, to seek out our answers. You have been that someone to miss on long trips, that second alarm clock to wake us up in the morning, fulfilling all obligations, paying the bills, making it seem so easy, doing what you had to do so that we could do what we want. Like your parents before you, you stayed up late into the midnights. As we sat and read Chaucer in the library, you worked another shift or took another job. It was your labor that gave us this privilege. Even when you were tired from work, you cooked our meals or came to watch us play and sing and perform. It was your face that we searched for in the crowd. To impress you and see your smile of approval and pride is what has propelled us to this moment. Through these moments of our glory, we praise you for being the wind beneath our wings. We shine only because of the glow of your embers that coddle us and keep us warm. We are present here in this place because of your foresight to send us to Horace Mann, because of your struggle to keep us going, and because of your sacrifice to pass on the legacy. So we salute you and say thank you. We graciously hold the torch and stand erect upon your shoulders. We point to the sky like a totem pole, representing the history of our stories that are eternally linked, like the threads of our experiences. We sew together an infinite fabric that makes us a diverse Horace Mann, a multicultural America, and a connected world. Ralph Ellison wrote that we are woven of many strands. I would recognize them and let them so remain. Our fate is to become one, and yet to remain. There is an African proverb that states that it takes a whole village to raise a child. And so we appreciate this village, the community that is Horace Mann, for helping to raise 158 of us. And now we are one. Since we have remembered and accepted the legacy, we travel now to understand its value and meaning to us all. A Zen riddle says that it is too clear and so hard to see. A dunce once searched for a fire with a lighted lantern. Had he known what fire was, he could have eaten his rice much sooner. The meaning of this moment is much bigger than us. It is the culmination of many dreams, the realization of years and years of sacrifice and work, of struggling and staying up late cramming, sitting in front of the computer screen, blinded by the glow, schlepping piles of library books home, doing Princeton Review, Kaplan, and Barron's, praying that you weren't Joe Bloggs, and hoping that C was the correct answer, going beyond what our teachers assigned, reading further ahead, and screwing up the curve. Yes, you are blessed to be exceptional. You are supposed to be here. You have the right to be proud of yourself. You have the right to sit and stand and cry and throw your cap up in the air. Your space has been bought and paid for. Realize the extreme privilege of this legacy. Think of the thousands of schools and the thousands of different cities that you might have gone to, and how fortunate you are to have been a part of this one. Open your eyes and remember it all. Remember the role of the precious administrators, faculty, and staff who made our loads a little lighter. Remember Mr. Singer's jokes, Mr. Foot's shades, Miss Raffa's mid-morning graciousness, Reggie's sweet morning smiles, Vicky's warm bagels, B. Burglass's signs with thick black marker, Miss Bender's polite warnings for silence, Mr. Caparelli's anecdotes about Frank's Franks, Mr. DeVito's beat of the drum, Dr. Berg's cups of coffee, Coach Slaybow's cans, and Mr. Collins' hallway seminars. Appreciate this quality faculty, our determined coaches who made us play as a team, our inspired teachers who have nurtured our sense of wonder. They have taught us not only what they know, but that we must know it for ourselves. They have challenged us to ask the poignant questions and demand the uncomfortable answers, to alter the status quo and analyze the details of the society that we make. And yet, as we remember the moments and the privileges that we share, I'm reminded of the many other graduations that will occur this month. I think about the empty seats where children our age and younger, with the same amount of potential, were stripped of their hope. I think about the many others today who, while we have, they have not. There exists a multitude among us, my friends, who do not feel free. They see no choices and have not the means to even ask the necessary questions or put forth the proposals for change. There exists a voiceless mass who riot as we philosophize, who starve while we diet, and who die as we watch them on the news or the street corners. Somehow our society has told us to separate ourselves, to move away, and chalk it up to the law of averages and supply and demand, that we have more and they have less, and that's the way it is. But I must denounce that as I stand on the authority that Horace Mann has given us, that my ancestors have given me, that puts the value of life and the human soul above all else. My brothers and sisters, turn your attention to the pain beyond these walls, the pain that spills over from 246th Street and Bosnia, Crown Heights and Rwanda, Los Angeles and Haiti, and all the other corners, nooks and crannies that aren't considered important enough for headlines. Our privilege necessitates that we look up from our books and look around, notice decay, and get involved. We have to start to care about things and get angry enough to act beyond discussions and forums and articles. The class of '94 must practice what it preaches, live out the rhetoric, and fight for the causes of the clubs to which we belong. The rest of life is not for college credit, so we must choose our battles wisely. Freedom is not free. It's about time that we start paying and sweating. To live out truly this moment and these days of our lives is to wake up every morning and feel the new sunlight on our faces and instantaneously appreciate that somewhere else it is dark. As we move onward and upward, we must carry with us some of our light and change our roles to become the giver and nurturer of our community, not just the product. It is time to realize our potential and pay off in the investment made in us, not just through accomplishments and awards and degrees. Those don't make us. What makes our lives significant are the paths we build, the lives we save, the songs and stories we write, the smiles we leave behind in the spirit of our living, and the memory of our flight in space. That, my friends, is education. The leading out of what is inside of us, the unfolding of our personal best, and the creation and discovery of the divine wrapped up in our humanity. I don't know exactly what we're all going to end up doing, but my God, just do it. Do it something magnanimous that lives up to the greatness of this moment. Do it up big. Do it differently, with style and a whole lot of passion. Why is it that we can organize constructively to, for example, defy our parents, get out of the house, use the car, or throw a party, but our faces drop in stares of indecision at hunger and prejudice and war? This class must stop the trends of cynicism and mediocrity. Humor has its place, but if every social ill is reduced to a Saturday Night Live sketch or confined to a joke, then we will continue to drop the ball, and the revolution will not be realized with us, but passed on to the next generation. We shouldn't try to remake rock and roll, relive the 60s, and repeat the fashion trends of the 70s. We must begin anew. Fight against the divided will that separates you from yourself, that makes you follow the crowd. Stand on your own. Don't let the sadness suffocate your joy. We must not drown in the tears of the suffering or the blood of the slaughtered. Nor must we shut our eyes and willfully cover our ears to the loud shrieks of pain as brothers kill brothers. We must raise ourselves up to something that is more than ourselves, above us, greater than us, and distinctly us. We must give now so that the season of giving may be ours. We are the youth of today, not tomorrow, and our time is now, right now. We cannot waste it. We cannot underestimate it, ignore it, and most of all, we should never forget it. The second, the minute, the moment, when we stood up for what we believed in, ran over to be a friend, sat down and listened, leaned over and helped, jumped up and won, stayed up and laughed, woke up and lived. Decide whether we will be the ones that interested Jack Kerouac, the mad ones, the ones who are mad to live, mad to talk, mad to be saved, desirous of everything at the same time, the ones who never say commonplace things, but burn, burn, burn like fabulous Roman candles, exploding like spiders across the stars, and in the middle, you see the blue center light pop, and everybody goes, ah. Shine on, my friends. Never hide your talents under a bush. Don't write stories that no one ever reads but you. Don't hide yourself from me or the world. Let's share and shine together. Shine brightly, not just so that you may find your way, but so that others will not bump into you, because they know your cause. In you they find moral consistency and are positive of what you stand for. I am so ecstatic. Why? Because I cannot wait to leave this tent and hug you all and love you and laugh and say how great a time we had. This ceremony is more than pomp and circumstance, papers and handshakes. It's the celebration of our connected souls. You may not know me that well, and I might not know you, but like it or not, we are part of one another. Whether your address is in St. Louis, Ithaca, Rhode Island, Ohio, North Carolina, Texas, Massachusetts, Maryland, Michigan, California, New Jersey, or New York, I care what happens to you. I will look across and be proud when your name is called. I will also be proud when I participate in the celebration of your Nobel Prize, and when you rock the world. And I will forever love you because you are part of my eternal existence. I want to remember each of your faces and become overwhelmed with passion because you all remind me that I am alive and life is beautiful. Understand that life is a gift. It is more than just SAT scores, college names. It is more than party time and car keys. Our lives should be filled with more than possessions. They're filled with people and feelings and experiences. Like being scared to leave and excited to break away. Life is love. Waking up in the morning, breathing deeply. Walking by a stream with trees and small purple flowers. Stepping in mud puddles, getting wet. Having the courage to ask his or her name and number. Being scared to death of being alone, left out, and starting over. Life is not knowing all the answers and learning how to learn. As we continue our living education, when we meet each other in surgery, the courtroom, the street, the air, or on the road in passing, we can look into each other's eyes, grin, and reconnect, because we share a special gift and a lasting legacy. This is no accident. This is not a drill, and this is not the end. Someday we will learn the hidden purpose of all things, and the world will witness it. The 4th chapter of Deuteronomy says, "To lift up thine eyes eastward and westward and northward and southward. Take heed and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest they depart from thy heart all the days of thy life." Let today embrace the past with remembrance and the future with longing. Trust your dreams, for in them is hidden the gate of eternity. If you follow your heart and allow the spirit of human kindness to guide you, you will be enlightened, and before you will appear the path that leads to everything. As I close, the oratorical translation of this address, for its life continues in the vastness and comfort of your memories, I must admit that I personally resisted presenting a valedictory address, because in my soul, I refuse to say goodbye. As Tecumseh said, "These lands are ours. No one has the right to remove us. The Great Spirit above has appointed this place for us, on which to light our fires. Here we will remain. As to the boundaries, the Great Spirit knows no boundaries, nor will his children acknowledge any." So instead of a valedictory address, I would rather call this a convocatus honorarum, a calling together of the spirits. For there exists in our unity the real strength and quality and excellence that is Horace Mann. When we are no longer a part of it, we are out of balance. This graduation is not a symbol of meaning or power. The power is here, present in it. Horace Mann is not just the campus, on the field, in the cafeteria, or the library. We are the spirits of Horace Mann. Into it, we breathe the sacred breath of life. Because of its gift, we can reach anything and be everything. Right here, we have the potential for everything. We are the universe. We are not separate, but one. Today and forever, there should be no cliques, no me and you or them, just us and we together. If in this hour, every hour, we can feel the immortality of life and the eternity of every moment, then the ceremony will have served its purpose, when we all become a part of it, interwoven and interlocked in 1,000 ways. This moment is a universal prayer that flies through the air and is lifted to the heavens. It is a sweet, sweet communion of body and soul, of education and life. As I see you smile or watch on with misty gazes, I am reminded of everything that I have ever loved or valued as holy in my life. As Siddhartha sat by the river and saw in it the faces of his lifetime, I stand here overwhelmed, because soon our rivers will converge into the sea. So let us flow on, my friends. Flow on like the tears of joy that swell in my eyes as I look out to you. Wink. Say thank you. I love you all. God bless you. Amen.